The Arizona Constitution, the document that sets out the plan for the government of our state, begins with the words, "We the people of the state of Arizona, grateful to Almighty God for our liberties, do ordain this Constitution." What that means is that ultimately, power in this state comes directly from us, the people. 100 years ago, in 1912, Arizona became a state. This was during a time in American history called the Progressive Movement. Among other demands, progressives wanted to ensure that we, the people, were firmly in control of the reins of power. Thus, like several other states, Arizona has three systems in place to ensure that the people remain in power: the initiative, the referendum, and the recall. These methods are called direct democracy. Again, making sure that we, the people, maintain direct control of our state government. The first example of direct democracy is called the initiative. In an initiative, we, the people, ordinary citizens, can write new laws and constitutional amendments for our state. This is extraordinary power. In the past, Arizonans have used this power to allow women to vote, raise our minimum wage, and change the name of a state university. Arizonans can use initiatives to change just about any state law or the state constitution. In order to start an initiative, a citizen will write a new law or constitutional measure that he or she would like to see enacted in our state. After the measure has been written, the citizen proposing the initiative must start a petition that is signed by a certain number of people. By signing the petition, people say that they would like to vote on the issue at the next election. To change a state law, a petition must be signed by at least 10% of the number of people who voted for governor in the last election. To change the state constitution, a petition must be signed by 15% of the people who voted for governor in the last election. That means that over 170,000 people must sign a petition to get a new state law initiative on the ballot. And over 250,000 people must sign a petition to get a new state constitutional measure on the ballot. Once the measure is on the ballot, a majority of Arizona voters must approve for it to become law. This way, we can make our own laws for this state. The initiative is a popular measure in Arizona. For example, 10 appeared on the ballot in 2006. A second method of direct democracy used here in Arizona is the referendum. The referendum is a little different from the initiative. Referenda, that means more than one referendum, deal with something that has already been passed by the state legislature. Sometimes, state representatives and senators will ask the people to approve changes to the state constitution. The state legislature may also ask the voters to approve certain laws. In both of these cases, a simple majority of the legislature is required to propose such changes. However, citizens may also propose their own referenda. If 5% of the number of voters who voted for governor in the last election sign a petition to block a law passed by the legislature, the referendum is sent to the voters to decide the issue. Referenda to block state laws are very rare and have only been successful a few times within Arizona's 100-year history. Lastly, Arizona's voters have the privilege of recalling their elected officials. As you know, it is the responsibility of citizens to select their elected officials in regular elections by voting for them. However, sometimes voters are unhappy with how their officials are serving them. In that case, if 25% of the number of people who voted for a particular office at the last election sign a petition stating they would like to recall, that means remove or fire an elected official, like a governor, state representative, state senator, or other officer, the decision is sent to the voters in a special election to decide if that person should continue in his or her office. Voters can recall an elected official for any reason. A new person may be chosen in that election to replace the recalled official. To sum up the three methods of direct democracy we've discussed today, an initiative is when citizens write and approve their own laws. A referendum is when citizens approve laws or constitutional measures passed by the legislature or block them. And a recall is when citizens have the opportunity to remove an elected official. These three methods may seem complicated, but they really just mean that we Arizonans are ultimately in charge of our state.